There is a one scenario in real time. Okay, let's talk about that. Now, what we just discussed, we discussed about how to copy the file from the host machine to running container. This is a very regularly we are seeing that are real scenarios. Okay. Now there is a one more scenario. Okay, I'll give the scenario first. Let's discuss about the next. How do we copy the Docker image from one Linux server to another Linux server? Basically, how do we do? We have a private repositories, right? Either Docker Hub, either ECR, either we have to Nexus, JFrog, okay, or else private repository we can set up, and we can push the image to that repository. We can pull the images from that repository in the another mission. Now, what I mean, let me let story. Let's take open the paint. Okay, now let's say I have this Docker one Linux mission. I have another Linux mission which is running on, and we have a repository in between that. I'll push the image from I build the image here, I'll push here. I can just do the Docker pull command. If you are using Docker Hub or anything, it will download by default. In case if you want to pull the images from private repositories, you have to do Docker login and enter the credentials of that repository, and we can do the Docker pull. It will work from that repository. Okay. Now these are the two things. But in case some scenarios you don't have internet connection, this remote repository. Okay, because you don't have some private subnet. Okay, let's say you have from some private subnet, you are restricted from the internet, for example, let's say, and you don't have a internet access for this server to download image. You don't have access for to download this image from this repository. They restricted some network level. I want to copy the image from this server to this server, but I have a like as like a scp command. I have access means such access I have. SH I have. Okay, I can do the SCP for this, but SCP is a Docker image, right? Docker image you can't copy that. It's a layers kind of, right? It's a layers. Docker image will be a layer kind of, or each line in the Docker file will be the each one is the one layer. You can't copy the directly to this this Docker image to this machine. What you do? You need to tar this Docker image, and this tar we need to copy into the remote machine. How do you make it this star? To make this image in the Docker file, we can use the command called as Docker save. We can use the Docker save command to make your Docker image in a tar file, and we can use this like as SCP command. Okay, copy this to this mission. Okay, once you copy this mission, and to making the tar file, we are using Docker save, not for copying. Okay, copying command we have to use the SCP only. There is no option. After that, it will be come to here, and then to extract this, you don't work. It won't work for tar command. Okay, you need to use the Docker's load command to extract that. You can use the Docker load command to extract the tar file. Means Docker save for archive, sending file using SCP, and we can use the load command for untar. Now the Docker image will come to here. Sir, you will get a question. Sir, why we need to build the image? Because even it won't download, because the base image and all that, it won't download from here also. I don't have option to download, build or anything here in this mission. I just need a Docker image to run the container. That's it. All the building should be done in the different mission. Are you got scenario, guys? These are one of I faced this scenario two interviews actually. Same question, but rarely we are gonna use these commands in real time. But sometimes people will ask you, they make you confused, like, do you know in depth or knowledge on Docker or not? They will ask this kind of scenarios and then questions. Okay, now let's implement this. Let's see that how it works. Okay, just a second, let me. I don't think so. I have not written the document for that. Okay, I have not written the document for the save and load. Let's implement that. Okay, let's use the Docker save command first. Okay, to Docker save command, let me show the Docker save. Okay, now this is a docker save command. We can use this option called as hyphen output or hyphen o to make your tar file. Okay, now like this docker save and this one, and then we can do the one of the tar file like any name. Okay, let's do the same thing. Okay, now we can use, even if you want to do the cherry pick of the tags. Okay, when we have cherry picks here also, or else there is a one method. One is this method, and we can use hyphen output and this method. Okay, and like there's a different ways we have. Let me use this like something like this. Anyway, we have the Docker images, right? Docker images. Now, just now we build the images for copy, add command example, right? Now let's take this. The image name we can take. Okay, just one tar file, and this is the image name. So if you see LSFL here, you have a copy and paste tar file. This tar file you want to copy that. You want to copy means you should have another remote machine with your handy. I don't have handy with my system. I can use this mission. Let's start the mission. Okay, let's it run. I'm running one more Docker, one server it is. Like this server also like as Docker already installed in this mission. You should have installed Docker in this mission, or else it won't work, right? Okay, this is also one of the mission which I already have access. Now this is Ubuntu mission. Okay, this is one of the Linux mission which I already have, and which Docker is already there. Okay, Docker hyphen help if you take. Now the Docker will be work here. Means if you type Docker hyphen version, Docker already installed in this system. Now, how do you copy this? Using the SAP. How do you use the SAP command? Docker SAP. Okay, like as SAP. Okay, SAP, and then how do you copy the file? Now, what is the file name? Source file. This is okay. Destination file is this, which server you have to use that server. Now go to the instances. Okay, take a public IP4 and then colon, and which folder I want to copy, just take that folder. Okay, take that folder like as here. Do we have any folder? Like nothing. Let's take home Ubuntu you want. Like by default is a home Ubuntu only will come if you are using. No, in case if you want a specific path you want to copy, that your wish. Okay, let me go to here and copy this. Okay, by default is a home will be home means like we can do this way also. Home here for the home path for example. Now you can, if you want, you can do the file name also your wish, or else the same file name will go. Okay, and next username, right? You can add a username. Let me just second refer this syntax. Private key to copy this file. Just user and host, right? Now we can do this. User we can keep this. Now Ubuntu. at the rate of, okay, this is done. And you should have a private key. That private key you should always pass this way, and that private key should have in your system right now. And that private key I have in my local system. Okay, now let's go for where I keep it. This is the PM file I'm using to connect to my remote missions. Okay, you should have that, remember this name. Okay, this file you can refer for here also, which is a key you are using for your system. Okay, now here the private key is jmsth40 key pair. Now copy this content, paste into, either we can use like whatever the way you want. Okay, this is the private key, just I'm giving to reference for and save this file. And you should use the only read only permission, chmod 400. Just give the read only permission for this file, because if you modify it won't work. Okay, next what we do, scp ni, this is the tar file, and this is the source file, this is the destination server. Okay, now let's try. And first time, yes, copy the tar file and go to this tar file in this remote mission. Now this tar file came to this remote mission. And how to load this, now let me refer the docker load command here. Docker load command, the docker load command, if you go, you can see here input, you have to be take this, either this arrow mark or else input, any one of these you can do. Output will be to while saving, input is will be like your wish, like either you can use this mark or else -f1 input for. And remember, first of all, let's see the docker images. Grep copy, let me try to copy. Okay, we don't have to permission, let's use the sudo command in front of this. Okay, because of this user not there in the docker group, that's the reason giving the sudo permission issues. Now we don't have a thus image, right? Now what we do, let's use this docker load input this star file. Okay, now when you do this sudo command you have to use docker load this command sudo. Now see here, this extracted with the different layers, loading. Okay, now this is the image. Now see the docker images. Now see that image is downloaded here, and you can see docker image copy. Now that image will be downloaded, extracted in this mission without any pulling a docker image. We just copy the image from one Linux machine to another